So, I have my umbrella with me. So whether I'm going to use it or not is going to depend on the rain. Okay? I'm out here in the park. Now, in my opinion, I would say that one of the most liberating things that will ever happen to a black sheep will be the moment of awakening. Okay? Any black sheep around the world, we have got the same story. Your story is not going to be different from mine. It's different families, different countries, but the stories is the same. The umbrella is trying to run away. So listen, guys. It is going to be liberating for a black sheep one day when you wake up and finally, for the very first time, everything makes sense. It's very liberating. It's very healing. That moment is very difficult to explain. It is only a real black sheep of the family will explain to you what that moment feels like. So you have that thing where a very big weight is lifted off of your chest, okay? Because finally, you have got the answers to all the crap that has been happening around you. But you see, pre-awakening, things are not the same. Pre-awakening, things have usually not been the same, okay? So you've been usually spending a lot of time explaining so many things to people. You've been telling your neighbors, you've been telling your friends, listen guys, this is what is going on. That is what the family is doing. That's what my mother doing. That's what the father doing. You'll be talking to your therapist. Sometimes your doctors don't believe you. Your lawyers don't believe you. And you have spent a long time explaining things to people that they do not understand. The reason why people really don't understand you is because you're explaining to them an experience that they do not recognize, okay? So sometimes you may even actually be talking to the problem itself. You may be talking to the people who are even part of the problem. So you're explaining to them an experience which they do not recognize. They have not seen it. They don't know what it feels like. Maybe sometimes you're talking to the golden children of the family. They could be the ones who are the golden child in those families, so they don't understand you. And it's very, very frustrating when you have a problem and you always want to talk to somebody, okay? You want to feel like you can talk to someone and explain to them what you're going through. And they don't get you. It's very frustrating. It's very overwhelming. People don't understand that the black sheep of the families, they endure so much pain, okay? So for me, it's very easy. When I'm talking to a black sheep, I will understand very quickly. I will resonate very quickly what they are saying. When I'm talking to them, I will really know what they are going through because I know the whole experience of what it is. But for the most of the guys who don't know what it is exactly, things that are happening to black sheep, okay? The things that they are trying to tell you, explain to you that you do not understand. One of those things is the storm. I can say the dust. Now, there's a lot of dust happening in their families. There's a lot of dust going on in their families. There's a very big storm going on in their families. I'm finding the right word to use and the best way to explain. There is so much chaos, okay? And that chaos, unfortunately, why you're not even understanding those black sheep is because the chaos is happening inside of the house. So it is happening in the homes, not out of the homes. The chaos is going on with the family. There's a golden child on their neck. There's a narcissistic parent on their neck. There is somebody, they are going through abuse. Somebody has taken something from them. There is so much happening. There is a lot of things, and only the black sheep can see this. So, when you've got a friend of yours, a relative or whatever, a person that you know, and they seem to be explaining to you something, they may not have awakened yet, but they're trying to explain to you something which you cannot really pick up. They are trying to tell you that, listen, their mother's doing this or their father's doing this. Maybe sometimes they have been locked out of the house. Maybe sometimes they haven't been given supper, or they've missed a meal, or sometimes they can hardly sleep. Be very patient with those guys. You may be actually talking to the black sheep of the family, and those may be even the people that you're going to need at some point in the future. If anybody comes to you and tells you that there's a lot of dust in their family, there's dust everywhere, and they have to clean up, there's a storm going on, there's chaos happening in the family, they don't know what is, they can hardly put a finger what it is. They see it, they feel it, but they can hardly explain what it is. You may be most likely talking to the unawakened black sheep who is going through this turmoil. They are seeing it, they feel it, but they do not have a name to it. Okay? If you have a person close to you, like, a friend somewhere, person from your high school or whatever, a workmate, and they are talking about something like humiliation. They are being humiliated in their own homes by their own parents. They are being humiliated in front of everybody. They are being punished in front of everyone. You know what? While everybody else is doing the chaos and doing the mess, and nobody is saying anything, they are actually happening to be punished or sometimes beaten up, even physically, in front of everybody. They are being actually humiliated. And these guys are explaining to you something similar to that. And they're feeling like they're going through constant humiliation day in and day out. You really need to know. You're most likely speaking to the black sheep of the family. Those people, be patient with them. I can guarantee, ladies and gentlemen, one day you might even need them in your life. Okay? Although you may not see this at that moment, you may actually one day need them at some point in your life. You have a black sheep, probably a person, you're not very sure that they are black sheep. And they're talking about a very unsupportive family. Okay? They are dragging one foot after the other one. They have failed in their businesses. They have tried to do something. They have failed. But sometimes, while everybody else has been sent to school. Now, fortunately, for most of these Western countries, they most likely have this free education and everything. But where we come from, parents have to pay the tuition and everything and the fees and everything in full. So, in those families, sometimes you see the black sheep. While everybody else has been sent to school, they are the ones who are still at home. They have been left out. Everybody is in school, studying, pursuing their degrees and everything. They're in college. There are some other individuals who have been left behind. They are not in school. And you're asking yourself, why has this guy stayed behind while everybody else is at school? And they're telling you that they have not been supported with fees, with the tuition they need to go to school. You're most likely talking to a black sheep of the family. Okay, so that's the guy who is going through the pain. And sometimes they may not be able to explain everything in detail, because sometimes they're even scared and even sometimes ashamed to explain certain things that are happening to them in those units by their parents. So you may actually be having somebody like that who is every now and then talking about something like their parents or their family members are not supporting them. Okay, they are struggling with their school fees, school tuition, and sometimes maybe there's little businesses somewhere, and they're struggling in every way. Okay, they have failed to take off. You are most likely talking to a black sheep. Why am I giving you all these examples, ladies and gentlemen? Because because I understand that not everybody is an empath. Okay, I know this. Not everybody is an empath, so not everybody can resonate with this kind of situation that is going on in people's lives. Okay, but you might have a person that you might want to be patient with. They're telling you these kind of things. You might actually be talking to a black sheep of the family. I can guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, you may not see this at that moment, but you are going to need that person a couple of years to come. Be patient with them, listen to them, support them if you can. Okay? You may be having a person, of course, coming around your house. You have this friend that a distant cousin or whatever, and they're telling you something like they're being abused. Okay? This can be physical abuse, this can be emotional abuse. but there is abuse happening in one way or the other. They are going through it. There's a very big chance that they need your ears. They need your attention. Because you see, a lot of these people, when they are going through these things, they don't bring it out for you to understand it very quickly or very easily, because they are finding a way to explain it, because they're the only ones who are going through it. So while they are explaining this, it may be hard for you to pick up on what exactly is happening, because they don't have the right word. Like I've said, some of them are unawakened, so they do not have the right words to say. But they are talking about abuse. Maybe they were beaten last night for some apparent reason, for something which was not even their fault, or punished, or sometimes they've been locked in the house. They are talking about something that looks like abuse. They may not have the help, like I've said, they're not being supported, okay? Financially, physically, and emotionally. But you might have a way that you could help them. Maybe you can forward them or recommend the local authorities in your neighborhood. They could be sometimes just need something like that, as simple as intervention from local authorities, the concerned organizations involved in that kind of stuff. Maybe they need your help. You may be their last hope in that moment. And they may be living between life and death. Although they may not really explain it the way it is or the way they want to. Pay some attention. You're most likely talking to a black sheep of the family. I can guarantee you there is years going to come and you may need that particular individual in your life, because you're dealing with an empath. So you may have also like a person who comes around and they are talking about a certain type of hatred, you know. And you're thinking in your mind, this person is telling you that, you know what, I have a feeling that my mom hates me. I have a feeling my dad hates me. Now, the black sheep, they spend a very big chunk of their lives in hatred, okay? They are coming from dysfunctional families. Some of them are narcissistic. Some of them are drunkards, abusive in every way, okay? Toxic in every way, shape, or form. And they are talking about a parent who really hates them. Listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. Some people don't believe that your own parent can hate on you. Some people don't believe that your own mother can hate you, your own father can hate you, your own uncle can hate you, okay? Those people, they hate you, sometimes even subconsciously. It may sometimes be consciously, but even sometimes they are hating on you subconsciously. That is because that person, they are dealing with a dysfunctional family unit. They are the scapegoats in those families, the black sheep of the family, and they're feeling that hate, and that hate is real. So when a person comes around and tells you their parent is hating them, don't try to fight around with them. See what you can do. You might even help them without having to step both feet in that situation, because there's one or two things you can do. Because those are the guys at one point, they are going to be locked out of the house. You may be the neighbor next door that knows them, and you may even sometimes house them for a night. Try to support them. I do not say you have got to give them 100% support, but try to support them as much as you can. I can guarantee you this from experience. There is going to come a time you are going to need those people in your lives, because you are dealing with a chosen person. They are just going through a lot of pain at that moment, but when the lights go green, at some point in time when everything clears and the dust settles, those are the guys you are going to want to be around. And you never want them to leave your side. Support them in that time they are going through the pain. Recommend them to a therapist. I don't know, maybe sometimes government organizations that are involved in those kind of cases and things like that. House them if they've been chased out of their houses, because there's a chance they may be locked out of the house. They may just simply need a place to stay. House them even if it's for a night. Listen to them very closely. Those people, they need your help. Like I've said, the black sheep of the family, we go through so much over the years. So we spend, on top of the abuse, we also spend a very big chunk of our lives trying to explain certain situations to so many people. So we spend a very big time of our lives being misunderstood, okay? We're already misunderstood because we're different. But at the same time, we're also being misunderstood because we have families and parents and family members who actually do not want to understand. However much we try to explain things, they do not want to understand. Because, like I've said, those people, they are also the scapegoats of those families. Again, be supportive. Help them when you can. You don't have to do everything. If you can't, forward them to somebody who can help them. But they're going through it all. But there's a moment, like I've said, in the black sheep's life, there's the moment of awakening. When that person awakens, you're going to recall back in the days when they used to tell you things and you weren't listening, and you're going to realize that they were making a point. Okay, so don't let it come. Don't let it come to that where so many years have gone by, and they're showing up in your face, very different and very healed, and you really want to be a part of them and you can't. Okay, so support them if you can. I know not everybody, like I've said, not everybody has got empathy. Do what you can, support them. You can leave the rest to the universe. Those guys, they're going to wake up. They're going to have a moment in their lives when they're going to wake up from that BS. And I can guarantee you also that all hell is going to break loose in that awakening moment for those people. It's a very special moment for them. All hell will break loose. And you really understand what they have been saying this entire time from day one. So let me know what you think about this video in the comment section below. Black sheeps, be patient. Your time is coming. If you're still involved with those units, a lot of chaos still going on around you, be patient with yourselves. Your time is coming. And it's not very far from today. For the most of you guys who have awakened from this kind of crap, I congratulate you all and I wish you the best. And until then, I wish you guys the best in everything. Give us a comment in the section below. Let us know what you think. Donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, catch you guys in my next one. Desmo signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.